Hello, it's Rebecca with the Keweenaw Storytelling Center. I'm here to share with you information about our upcoming exhibit, Around the World in 80 Hats. So that's why I'm wearing a hat today. This is one of my dad's hats from Austria. And I'm not going to talk about this hat today. I'm going to talk about a couple of hats that we have in the exhibit. And they're from a country called Mongolia. So here are two of the hats from Mongolia that we have, a Mongolian helmet and then a headdress. And as you can see, they're beautiful. And I'm gonna have you come into the exhibit to find out more about these particular hats. But I found this fascinating story about another hat from Mongolia. And there's a Mongolian headdress. Wow. Now take that in. What do you think that looks like? Her hair, maybe cow horns? What do you think? So this headdress comes from the Khalkha women of Mongolia, and it's what married women will wear. It's an elaborate headdress worn for special occasions. And the main element is a hairstyle designed to mimic the wings of Khan Garid, or Garuda, known as the king of birds. So, what's the story behind this headdress? Well, here it is. It's called Legend of Wife Hair. And at a time when there was peace and happiness across the plains of Mongolia, there were wicked people from a foreign land who wanted their treasures and their land. These evildoers sent their apostles to the dark land to go gather 4 man-eating crows to conquer the nomads of Mongolia. Now on their way, that group stopped to have a meal under a tree with many leaves. And while resting there, they talked about what they would do after conquering the nomads' land. Well, there was a gossiping magpie behind those leaves, and he heard the men talk. And the magpie flew to Mongolia to warn the nomads of this evil plan. So they were warned. So to protect their wives, children, and elders and the land, the men prepared to ride to war. They asked the eldest and wisest old man, "What shall our wives do when we leave them behind?" The wise men said, "If we could make an image of Khan Garuda, then shouldn't that scare 4 crows from the dark land?" So with that, they boiled pots full of glues and fats and fashioned their wives' hair in the image of the wings of Garuda. When it was done, it looked like there were flocks of Garudas. So the next morning at dawn, 4 man-eating crows flew over Mongolia. Their shadows covered everything in darkness. The wives were scared to death, but for the sake of their husbands and their children, they walked up to the crows with brave heart. When the crows saw the wives and their hair, they thought it was Garuda who had come to eat them. So the crows fled in fear, never to come again. And from that time, the Khalkha wives fashioned their hair like the wings of Garuda to represent the bravery of wives and the wiseness of elders. So there you go. What do you think? Did you like that story? And there will be more. I'll show you another picture of this beautiful, ornate dress. There we go. And that's a hat from the Khalkha women of Mongolia. And I hope you will stay tuned for more hats and hat stories as we celebrate with the exhibit Around the World in 80 Hats at the Keweenaw Storytelling Center in downtown Calumet, Michigan. And thank you.